I'm Julie Nelson with Hospice Circle of Love. We're a not-for-profit organization that helps terminally ill patients make every day count. We have a team of caregivers that comes into the patient's home or nursing home and provides pain and symptom management, emotional support, and spiritual support, among other types of help. And today we want to tell you about an upcoming event called the Tree of Life. And I have with me our bereavement coordinator, Kevin Strope. Thanks for being here today.
You bet.
Let's kind of explain how Tree of Life helps patients and families. We remember loved ones at that. That's kind of really the focus of it.
Memorials, rituals, going through those kind of things really helps a person make some progress, to look back with good memories, and to celebrate and to give thanks. And so there's just all those little things help. And that's what we do, is just try to help people to make the next step and to remember and to celebrate the lives of their loved ones.
And of course, we'll be automatically remembering all of our patients that have passed away in the last year at this event. And then other people from the community can participate as well by purchasing an ornament in their loved one's name. And the ceremony itself will be reading all the names of those we're remembering. And I think that's a really big part of it, don't you?
Oh, I think so. Just remembering and giving honor where honor is due, and it's special to hear the names of your loved one. And then the short spiritual message is always an uplifting, hope-filled message, and then a lot of the family members like to reconnect with their nurses or some of the staff, and we have people that come back year after year sometimes.
Yeah. And this year's Tree of Life event is going to be December 7th on a Sunday at 3 o'clock. It'll be at the Gant Center out at NOC in Enid. And in addition to reading all the names, we will also have some Christmas music. And you mentioned the spiritual message. We will have everyone there sing Joy to the World together. And of course, we can't forget the cookies and punch.
Sure.
The reception afterwards. That's very important. And that's when people have a chance to kind of reconnect with the staff members that came into their homes and helped take care of their loved ones. So that's really nice. And then, of course, we encourage people to take the ornament home that has their loved one's name on it at that time.
Well, I think a lot of people are just blessed by it, and it seems to be something that helps to make it through the holidays.
Yeah, and the focus while we're having that event will be the trio of Christmas trees that will have the ornaments that contain the names of all the people that we're remembering that day. And so I wanted to let everyone know that we'll have silver bells this year with a leather strap, and that will have a name tag on it with the loved one's name. And if someone isn't included in the family members that we're putting on there for free from the last year and they want to purchase an ornament, that's $25. And they can stop by the office anytime to get that ornament. And we also sell duplicates, which people have been taking advantage of the last few years. And those are $10. And that way, if you have several children, you can get an ornament with the same name on several ornaments, and then everyone can have one to take and put on their own Christmas tree.
Sure.
Yeah. And I wanted to also talk a little bit about some of the other things that you do with our bereavement program at Hospice Circle of Love.
Well, it's just our privilege to be a part of the community and to help anybody who wants to come by and just visit for a few minutes. We have people who come by that we have not even had a chance to serve, but they heard that we have grief services, and so all of our services are open to anybody in the community that has a need. And so that's a privilege to be able to help people and in that time of need. And we have all kinds of great resources all the way from kids to adults. And there's so many unique situations that are out there. And so we've been afforded some expertise and some experience that we want to make available to anybody who might need it, because I don't know if there's anything harder than grieving the loss of somebody that you love. And when you lose somebody that you really love, it just really hurts. And we've found that just being able to talk about them and to tell your story, and a lot of times I just listen. And so if that helps, and then we'll have another grief group coming up in February. We want to get past the holidays.
Yes.
And then every Tuesday in February from 5 to 6 in our conference room, we offer a free grief group, and I don't know of any other in town, and so we open that up to anybody that would like to come to a grief group, and it's free. We have some good resources, and a lot of times people just connect with each other who've been through similar losses,
Right.
and that helps. We have people stay after grief group and just visit because they help each other,
Yeah.
because they have something in common. So that's just been a huge blessing to be a part of.
Yeah. And we also have a licensed counselor that we can send to someone's home to visit with them if they need that as well.
Sure, you bet.
And your booklets that you have that you can send.
We have an array of booklets and services, and there's so much online that we could point people towards, and so they're just, we have tons of resources and helps.
And going back to the Tree of Life, it's hard to believe, but this is going to be the 25th year that we've had that
Wow.
event.
Wow, yeah. I think it just gets better every year, and more people, and it's just a meaningful, helpful time.
Yeah. And we talked about some of the things that were going to be going on during that event. The person that will be doing our spiritual message this year is Rusty Mosley with Westminster Presbyterian Church, and we're going to be having a couple of Christmas songs by the Rhythm Country Ministries. And then we talked about how we'll have the names read of everyone and the cookies and punch, and everyone will be able to pick up their ornaments at that time. Another thing I wanted to mention is that this really does focus on being a bereavement activity, but it's a fundraiser for us as well. So that money will go to help our patients that don't have a Medicare or a hospice, or insurance benefit for hospice.
Right. And I think that's one of the things that is just another blessing of being a part of this organization is we get to help a lot of people who don't have any funds.
Right.
And unfortunately now we have more people who are younger, and that's sad, and that's hard that people are dying younger. And so it's really a great honor to help somebody in that time of need and to relieve a lot of stress and pressure. And in my family experience growing up, our family was really helped out by hospice, and I was surprised by all the different services and all the different levels of help, and just have all those extra hands and extra expertise and insight was just a relief to our family. It was just wonderful to have that available.
A lot of times families will say they wish they'd called sooner because it is so much help.
Right. Wish everybody knew about it.
That's
but,
right.
We'll just have to keep getting the word out.
Yeah. We've talked a lot about the bereavement services. Let's talk about some of the other services that hospice provides to the patients and the family.
We have a great chaplain, Gary Miller.
Yes.
It's phenomenal how he connects with people. People just warm up to him, and he anybody who might be scared of having a chaplain come by, he takes away those fears in a hurry. And pet therapy, music therapy. It's amazing.
Nurses.
Oh well, yeah, that's the best part. And they go the extra mile, which I mean they really care and get involved in the lives of the family. And our aides are just the best in the world, and been doing it a long time. And I'm blessed to be a part of the team.
Oh, and the social worker, of course, is also very important.
Yeah, anybody has any questions, she has the answers.
Yeah.
She has lots of connections, and that's another amazing facet to think about, all the services that are available that people don't know about.
Right.
And so she brings a lot to the table as far as information and connections.
I know recently she helped someone connect with a family member that was serving in the military overseas to get a phone call through the Red Cross, and does a lot of those kind of things. Helps people kind of finish the things they need to finish.
Right. And people are dealing with so many issues and questions and stress. For somebody to come in who's able to see what needs to be done and to offer that extra help is just a phenomenal service.
Okay. Well, Once again, I want to mention that our Tree of Life celebration is going to be held on Sunday, December 7th. It's out at NOC at the Gant Center, and everyone is welcome to come and be a part of that great event. If you would like to purchase an ornament, you can come by our office anytime at 314 South 3rd and make a $25 tax-deductible donation for that. And you can always check out our website at hospicecircleoflove.com or give us a call at 234-CARE if you have any questions about hospice. Thank you.
And welcome into this segment of Community Talk. I'm Frank Baker, and we get to talk about what I think is one of the most glorious things our local Gaslight Community Theater does every year. It's their Christmas show, and with me today is the director of this year's Christmas show, Carmen Ball, directing one of the top Christmas show, film, plays, stories of all time, It's a Wonderful Life. So, Carmen, sometimes when a play hits the boards at the Gaslight, and it opens, by the way, December 5th, it kind of takes a long, circuitous path to get there. And I realize It's a Wonderful Life actually kind of helped start this tradition. So give us a little background.
It's a Wonderful Life is one of my personal favorite movies to watch at Christmas time. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful story. Quite a few years ago, Gaslight did it as a reader's theater, and it was well received then. And it kind of knocked around for a while. We were looking for the right adaptation of it to bring in everything that people loved about the movie and made it a tradition that people watch as families year by year at Christmas. And finally found an adaptation that really, really works. And of course, it's going to make the set change crews a little crazy, but it's just a marvelous story. And we couldn't have a better crew of people working on it.
And have to do a shout out to Dr. Dan Washburn, who brought that first edition of It's a Wonderful Life to the Gaslight stage. Mm-hmm. And it started out and people were going like, well, a Christmas play, we don't know about that. And now it has grown into just a monster. It's so big that between private producer performances and our performances for the public, we're going to do this little puppy from December 5th through the 13th 10 times.
Right. It's pretty darn amazing for us to do that many shows in that short of a time with people who are working full-time during the day. People still say that. It's like, but I work tomorrow. But no, but I will say though that the Christmas play, not only for the people who are watching it, the audience, but there's something special about being in a Christmas show too, because it just lets you be with the season longer and all the best parts of the season.
It really is beautiful. Let's kind of walk people through the date. So we have the opportunity to come both at night and during matinees. So starting with the first weekend, and I know we do have some producers' performances, which means companies have bought the space in the performance, so that's not open to the public, but the people can come see us when?
Well, we definitely still have we open December 5th on Friday at 8 o'clock, same on Saturday at 8 o'clock. Then right then, with the first weekend, we do a Sunday matinee at 2, followed up the second weekend with a 7 o'clock Thursday performance, so you can still come and get home by a reasonable time, although it's not a long show. And then again, the second weekend will be Friday and Saturday at 8 o'clock.
And one thing, just to put in a little plug for the Enid News and Eagle and Eagle Marketing, we're sponsoring a performance, a matinee performance for the United Way. So all ticket sales from that particular performance will go directly to the United Way. And thanks to the Gaslight for working with us and allowing us to make that available.
And the United Way performance, you can also get tickets at Gaslight. And that performance is at 2 o'clock on the final Saturday, the 13th.
I'm looking forward to that because they've got Candy Cane Cash in the morning, a 2 o'clock matinee, and then an 8 o'clock performance of It's a Wonderful Life, because I get to be in the cast. You have cast me as Clarence the Angel, who comes down and helps George Bailey figure out that it is a wonderful life.
It is such a great cast. I mean, you get to play Clarence the Angel and be sweet and wonderful. Well, there is that. And we've got some marvelous people. Everybody
do.
wants to know who's doing the Jimmy Stewart part. Riley Dennis is doing that. He's doing a really nice job. He loves the movie. He wanted to do that part so badly. And then Kay Shaughnessy is doing Mary, the Donna Reed part. And let's see. Oh, I have to mention the other two angels, though.
Something of a coup.
I've been negotiating with them for years to try to get down to the Gaslight. And Rick and Larry Simpson voiced over for the two angels who send you down to help George Bailey. And they do a wonderful voiceover that will be voice, and they might even actually come hear themselves do the part.
I think they'll be there for a performance. We'll get up on stage along with the rest of the cast to thank them for their participation, so we appreciate that. Since it is such a well-known story, and I'm sure everybody out there has at some point seen the Jimmy Stewart movie, but does that present any challenges to you as a director, since it's like so many of those works, like A Christmas Carol, and some other films and plays that come to mind that are just so locked into our memory banks. Is that a good thing or a bad thing from a director's perspective?
A little bit of both. You never have someone not know the story, because you pretty much know the story of him wishing, that he hadn't been born and that he didn't happen, and what his life would have been. And Clarence the Angel shows him what his life would have been if he hadn't, what life around would have been like without him. The bad side is the very question I just answered of who plays the Jimmy Stewart part. It's, I think, a little more intimidating for the actors on who plays what part. And Dr. Larry Kiner plays the Lionel Barrymore role
He's
of
grumpy,
Mr. Potter.
Grumpy and evil, or gently evil.
Gently evil, yeah. But it's just, that is probably a little bit more intimidating for the actors. And there's no 3D effects or huge robo-monsters or anything in this one, so there's not like you have to recreate those kind of things.
But we have snow.
We have snow. And we have fog. And people keep shaking their heads the more machines I bring in to do stuff with.
Yes, we've never worked with a snow machine, and it's kind of rigged over our heads at the Gaslight, so here's hoping this big contraption doesn't come crashing down on our heads.
But you weren't there the night that we turned it on and made it snow.
Pretty cool.
And the kids loved it, yeah.
Oh, good.
Even the adult kids loved it, so.
Now, on the flip side of this, everybody knows the story, but I know it is a story that moves me deeply, deeply, deeply. I can't even fully put into words how powerful I find that. Do you think, in a way, we've done a disservice to the power of this story? Because it is one that, for so many years was on TV so relentlessly, to the point where some people said, I can't see it again, it's been on too much. And do you think overexposure has harmed the emotional punch of the story, which I think it has?
If you can look, I think by us doing the play version, you'll take a new look at it. Maybe look at it slightly with newer eyes than you would if you watch the same movie on the weekend. Line-wise, the show is almost identical to the movie. They did a really nice job adapting it for the stage, but maybe because it is live now instead of in a movie, you'll come back to the original meaning of it and how sweet and funny and profound and heartwarming it is.
Let's talk about the people behind the scenes. You're directing, but for those of you who maybe have never worked backstage or worked as part of the crew for a theatrical production, if you don't have that thing flowing and clicking, you can have a major train wreck, and you're blessed with quite a good crew in all directions.
Oh, very much. I took on 2 assistant directors this show because both of them want to learn to direct. Jill Phillips and Blake Recknagel have been remarkable. They've been dependable and had great ideas and really fostered an attitude of just big family and helping people out. And we have a big family because there are over 30 of us who are in the show or involved around it. I think we actually hit 36 with all the crew. And that many people behind stage at Gaslight, you gotta be friendly with each other because there's not a lot of room otherwise.
And we should probably have brought the list of names. Apologies that we didn't, but it's good folks. One that we've got, I was going to say little Cameron, but the young boy who played our Tiny Tim, what, 7 or 8 years ago,
Yeah.
who's now playing young George Bailey, and he's almost my height.
Yeah, Cameron is not a short guy anymore. He won't be carried on anybody's shoulder. Yeah, we have people who've done shows since they were tiny. We've had people who this is their very first show that they have ever done. And it's just a remarkable blend of veterans to Gaslight. Dan Washburn, you mentioned earlier, had brought the piece originally as a Reader's Theater. He's in it. And you're right, we would miss people if we tried to name everyone, but it's just a remarkable crew, and there's something about the Christmas show that just fosters a great spirit of cordial and helping out.
It really is just kind of, it's an ambassador to the community and to us backstage because it's such a joy to be doing things like this. Now, you can go to gaslighttheater.org and get your tickets. And you can buy online, and with the system we have, it really works very, very well. Let's talk about that, because some people are going like, oh, some people have horror stories when it comes to buying tickets online. We've developed a system that is used by a lot of theatrical, symphonic, concert venues and works very well.
You can go online and buy them on our website. Very simple to do so. You can print them yourself, you can pick them up at the box office, whichever you prefer to do, or you can call the theater and Mitch, who runs the box office, can take your information, or go down to the Gaslight Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 5, and simply just chunk out your money and get your tickets.
Now, I hope I'm not putting you on the spot, because once again, we're flying without a script here, but one of the good things about putting on a bigger production like this is to have producers, and we've got a great lineup of producers. Do you remember all of them off the top of your head?
I think I do.
Very cool.
The Christmas shows are always lucky that they have producers, because people who have businesses take it upon themselves to either use it as a Christmas party for their employees and families, or to their customers, and show appreciation there, to invite them. The producers that we have for the Christmas show have pretty much done it for a number of years. We have Lynn Energy is a great group. We have Cherokee Manor out of Cherokee. We'll be bringing down some employees and residents of the senior facility. Then we also have Hospice Circle of Love, Evans Medical, and you already mentioned Enid News and Eagle and Eagle Marketing on behalf of United Way.
So thank you so much, because really with the producer dollars that come into the Gaslight, that's one of the reasons we've got this big cool snow machine that's going to be up in the rafters raining down snow upon us, because a lot of these things we add on are expensive.
Right, and the Christmas shows also tend to be larger cast shows. They don't write too many two-people, nice, warm-hearted. They're always usually big cast play things. But it simply costs more money to costume that many people and buy that many more scripts. So by having producers, it helps the Gaslight in general and helps that show specifically.
Okay, one more time in our concluding minutes here, let's go back to the dates that are open to the public, because we've got a wealth of performances, both evening and matinees, that folks can start seeing It's a Wonderful Life at the Gaslight Theater starting Friday, December 5th.
Right, the first weekend starting December 5th, you've got Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m., then the Sunday right there at 2 p.m. Then the following weekend, we start off on Thursday at 7, and then Friday and Saturday at 8 again, plus the matinee for United Way on the last Saturday at 2.
Now, you mentioned the fact that just one final comment, we've got just a couple of minutes left here, but you mentioned that there aren't too many Christmas plays which have little intimate casts. You've done plays like that, because this is Carmen's 37th play to direct. It's amazing how many she's done. What are the unique challenges of a huge cast? Because it is a whole different kettle of fish when you're directing a big wad of people.
One thing I like to do as a director is give everyone at least one supportive good note on something they did great, and then balance it with something that needs to be improved or something like that. If you've got 30 people you're giving that kind of notes to, it isn't going to happen because you'll still be going in 2 hours. So you kind of have to pick your points. And the nice thing about having assistant directors is they can also be working with people on the side while you're working on something else on stage, or vice versa. They can be handling the rehearsal while I go backstage and like say, good job, you know, a little bit more volume. So it's just the traffic control sometimes is fun on the large cast shows.
So after directing 37 of these suckers, she knows. Director of It's a Wonderful Life, coming to our Gaslight Community Theater. It's going to be a hoot. It opens up Friday night, December 5th, and performances for the public roll through Saturday, December 13th. Thanks to our many producers. I'm Frank Baker. She's Carmen Ball. Come see It's a Wonderful Life.
Hi, I'm Brenda Bingham with the Blue Star Mothers, and we're here to visit with you today. And I have Jolene Taylor, our treasurer, with us today. And first off, we want to say I hope y'all have a very happy Thanksgiving. And we're here, and we're going to talk to y'all about what we do, like we always do. So, Jolene, would you like to talk about our meetings and our packings?
We have our business meetings is the second Thursday of every month at 6:30 in the mall, and we pack on the fourth Thursday at 6:30 in the mall. But this month, being it's Christmas and we have to get our packages out quicker, we are packing in the mall on the December the 6th, and anybody who'd like to stop by and help pack are quite welcome.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to be packing care packages for, at this time, we're estimating that we only have like 7 boxes, but we're waiting on 31 names to come from the base, and they haven't come through yet. So we're just going to be prepared for the larger amount of boxes, and we would like for that to be homemade goodies.
Right.
We would like for the troops that's serving overseas to know that they're thought of at Christmas, and that we want them to have the homemade goodies and, you know, homemade cookies and breads.
Yeah.
Jolene started pumpkin bread.
Yeah, I'm making little individual loaves of pumpkin bread for them, and done that for a couple years.
Yeah. So, and we're going to have that, and we've got other moms that's going to be making cookies and some breads and some candies, and so, but if you have a church group or ladies that just enjoy baking, we'd be more than happy to put your goodies in our boxes. We also like to send CDs, DVDs, things that they can carry with them.
Right, small things.
So, and things that let them remember that it's, you know, they're thought of at the holidays. So, and then also on the 19th, 19th of December, if there's anyone out there that would like to help, we're helping with the cookies for the troops at the air base. So there's there's approximately 30 members of single military people at the base, and they would like to give them a goodie package too. So don't forget our recruiters.
Yeah.
And some of these people that you just forget about, you know, but because they're doing their jobs and they're keeping us safe. So.
And we like to remember our veterans. We use little goodie bags and go around to the veterans that are in the nursing homes. They
That's
get a
right.
goodie bag at Christmas.
That's right. And we have little bags that say thank you, and we'll fill them with items for the veterans that's in the homes, men and women. And I have to share with y'all that I was blessed to get to go to Washington, D.C. and represent the Blue Star Mothers on Veterans Day. And if you've never been, you really should go. And it makes you stop and think about what we do every day to support our troops, past and present. And it was just amazing. It's something that I feel like everyone should get to do. So thank you for our National Blue Star Mothers for allowing me to go. So, do you have anything else that you would like to talk about, like what we put in the boxes normally?
Normally, we just put small stuff they can carry in their pockets. A lot of times, we'll put beef jerky and hard candies, but they also get razors and socks and deodorants and shampoos and all the necessities along, and toilet paper along with everything else.
And the little snack packs of like the tuna that comes like in a tuna salad or a chicken salad, stuff like that. The little individual packs of peanut butter.
In
stuff
fact,
like
we're
that.
putting in with our Christmas box, we're going to put the Hormel turkey and dressing
Right.
dinners.
Right. And you know, all year round, we really like to put different things in there. You know, we try to hit all the different, whether it's Christmas, Halloween, whatever. We try to do all that. But you know, if you're thinking of anything that we could change it up a little bit to kind of help us to do something different, that maybe, you know, if there's some kind of a mix that you do, like a granola mix or whatever, you know, kind of like a
Check mixes that make it different too.
yeah, or something that would just kind of change up your plain old everyday box that we send. I mean, I'm sure they're so thankful. They come in the store and they're so thankful for what we send. And of course, we always are happy to see them come home. But we do have some new names that's going back over there for a full year. So we've got to continue to support them.
I would like to say too that during the Christmas holidays after Thanksgiving, we will be open at the mall, try to be open all day long, every day, and we will be wrapping Christmas gifts again for donations. So
That's right.
if you don't want to wrap anything, just bring it on out. We'll wrap them up for you.
That's right. And it is by donation. So if you have one package, that's fine. If you have 15, that's fine. We love to do that. And we're kind of old-fashioned, so some of our bows are homemade. And and we've got some different ideas that go in there, but it's fun, and it's nice to be out there and to be able to help others that may not be able to afford to go get their gifts wrapped, but if they can afford $1 or $2, it's helping us support our troops. So we're always thrilled to help you, and we'll be set up right in front of our store, so it's easy to find. We're just
And while we're wrapping, you can always go in and browse around. You might see something you can't live without.
That's right. And we've kind of been redoing the store a little bit and trying to get it situated to where it looks nice again. I mean, it's always looked nice. You know, we've always tried to be nice with it, but, you know, sometimes you just need a change. So we're rearranging our pictures and all that. So you need to stop in, just say hi anyway.
We do have some new merchandise we're getting ready to put out. We have some new Indian dolls, and some of them you can push a button and they laugh. You know, and we have some new blankets in there.
Right, with the eagles and the deer and
the wolf.
And a wolf, and we've got dream catchers that make very nice gifts for some of the younger people. And those are made specially by a veteran that is suffering from stage 4 lung cancer. And he wants to give back. He wants to help. And so I said, well, let us buy you some beads and stuff. And he's like, no. He wanted to do this to help.
Do it himself.
And so the Blue Star Mothers did find a way to get a little bit of stuff and take to him. But he called yesterday, and he has 14 new dream catchers
Oh, my.
ready. So stop in the store and see them. It's amazing the work that he can do, just because he wants to give back. So, and at this time of the year, you know, we all want to give
Right.
back. We all want to be thankful for what we have.
And this
so-
is also helping him get through his troubled times.
That's right. That's right. And that's what we're all about. It's not just the, you know, us sending the care packages. We want to be there for all of them that need us, you know, whether it's a past or present. And we always want to support our troops in any way we can. So if you've got a troop or a young man or woman that's come back from overseas and they need our help and assistance, you know, a lot of times we have a connection or we have a phone number that
Right.
tells them where they can go and where they can get our help. And sometimes the holidays are very depressing for people. So we want to put a smile on your face. We want to put a smile on the troops' face. We want them all to be happy and just get through the holidays and bring the spirit of the holidays here.
And when it gets closer to Christmas, we really get busy on them packages. So if you
That's
want to wrap a package or two, stop by. We'll let you.
Yeah. If you got any volunteer groups that want to help out, I'll tell you, sometimes it does get, you know, those little tables get pretty small pretty
Yeah.
fast. But again, you know, we have so many people around that help us out throughout the year. And we want to say thanks to them. And we want to make sure that we thank Enid Television for helping us do this and giving us the freedom to come in here and say what we need to say about our Blue Star Mothers and our troops and our support. So we really appreciate that. But there's so many more that give so much. We've got cards, lots of Christmas cards to send to the troops. And so if you got cards, whatever you bring in, we're going to send. So they may, even though we're sending less boxes, we're going to send every card that's brought to the store. If it's meant to go to one of our military people, that's where it's going to go. So they may get a box of
Cards.
full of cards and full of fudge and candy, but it's all given from our hearts. And thank you to the camping clubs, the churches, the groups, and all that's helped us throughout the years. And is there anything else that maybe I've overlooked?
Well, we do send to the Red Cross boxes too.
Right.
And we'll probably send them a box of cards that they can hand out to the troops that don't get anything.
Right. And, you know, even around town, you know, if you run into a family member that's got someone deployed, we don't always know. So we need you to help us out and to bring us their addresses and their names and how long they're going to be gone. And we also would like for you moms to come and join us, because, you know, when you're going through those hard times and you send that baby that may be 6 foot tall onto Iraq or Afghanistan, whether it's to keep it safe over there or whatever, it's still tough for you to do. So, and us moms that's there right now, we've all been through this. We all continue to go through it every day with whoever. So if you need someone to talk to, feel free to call. And I guess
And just stop by the store and say howdy and sit and visit. We'll listen.
exactly. And I would like to say, keep America in your prayers. Keep us in your prayers. Keep our troops and their families as they go through these Christmas season with all of their loved ones all over the world. Just know that they all need our help and our support. thank you again, and thanks, Enid, for all you do for us.
Hello and welcome to another segment of Community Talk. I'm very happy to be here today. I'm Janet Cordell, as most of y'all may know. Real happy to be here today with Stephanie Sochik, who is the Executive Director of the March of Dimes. And we're going to talk about a project that's kind of near and dear to both of our hearts. Stephanie's the one who kind of got this going. How long?
16th. This is our 16th annual.
16th annual Breakfast with Santa. And we've had it a number of different
Amen.
places.
Amen.
We've had a number of different venues. We've had all kinds of different things.
We have.
Now, this year, though, we've had to move do some juggling,
We
right?
sure did.
Yeah,
Yes, we
yeah.
did.
We've almost always, that I can remember, had it the first Saturday in
Yes,
December.
yes.
But we had some complications at the
Yes.
high school.
Yes,
And
yes.
so we're having it, the
This-
date
You
is
bet, 13th.
December the 13th.
You bet, yes.
So everybody kind of get that. That's going to be, usually we've been a good thing to kind of start the
Amen.
season. Now you're going to
Amen.
be into the season. So
Amen.
everyone be sure and remember that. And same at Enid High
Enid
cafeteria,
High,
right?
At 9 to 12:30.
Okay.
And breakfast will be served from 9 to 10:30.
Okay.
And then pizza by the slice from 10:30 to 12:30. We'll have over 50 craft and game booths. We have inflatables. Of course, the all-time favorite, photo with Santa.
Oh, yes.
And then a fabulous silent auction where you can do your Christmas shopping
Oh, yeah.
early.
And I have done that for many years now. Then I'm
Amen.
usually done with it the
Amen.
very first of
Amen.
December, and now I'm going to have to wait a little while. So,
Amen.
well, and we do have some wonderful
Yes,
auction
yes,
items.
yes.
And it's for all ages.
All ages. We have lots of kids stuff, lots and lots of kids stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Women items, men items, grandma, grandpa. I mean, just anything that, and really cute decorated in baskets and stuff, so you can take it with you. And I mean, just
Yeah.
precious,
Yeah,
wonderful
really
stuff.
wonderful
Yes.
stuff. And part of the philosophy behind Breakfast with Santa was you'd bring your kids,
Yes.
they'd have breakfast or
Yes,
lunch
yes,
and or
yes.
lunch, and then they'd get to see Santa and
Mm-hmm.
get their picture taken. But then they'd also do a lot of little crafts
Yes,
to have
yes.
some handmade presents
Yes.
to take home to Grandma and Grandpa.
Well, it started, you remember, when we used to do the Women of Achievement.
Yes,
Remember
yes,
that when I first started in 96?
Yes.
And I think we did it a couple years. And then I got a flyer from the Wichita March of Dimes and it said Breakfast with Santa, but that's all it was just you come and eat breakfast and that was it. And then our board at the time, I remember you were on and you guys decided to do a little bit of crafts
more.
and stuff with them. And it has just
Blossomed,
exploded
hasn't it? Oh,
since
yes.
then, you know.
Yes, it's amazing how many
Yes.
boxes of
Yes.
how many crates of
Yes.
stuff we have
Yes.
going into it.
Yes, yes.
And those kids go home with armloads of stuff.
Amen.
Yeah.
Hobby Lobby gives us those big sacks, and boy, those kids just cram them full of
Yes,
crafts and stuff.
yes.
And the beautiful thing is, if you don't want to take the time to visit every booth, I mean, I said that wrong. You can visit every booth, but if you don't want to make the craft, that's what I'm trying to say. We have them packaged individually, so you can
So
take
they
it home.
Right,
So
right.
that
with the
works out great,
instructions
too.
and everything.
Amen.
I remember like there's a number of ornaments
Yes,
that you do that
yes,
with. And like you
yes.
say, they're in little Ziploc baggies and they can take them home.
It's wonderful,
Because
wonderful.
really, if they went to every single
Amen.
booth and spent time at every
Yes.
single booth, especially with little kids,
Yes.
they'd never get through.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So.
There's not an entry fee to get in.
Right.
But each booth is so many tickets, and a ticket is 25 cents. So maybe like the personalized ornament is 4 tickets. So maybe say it's $1. Or what's been most popular the last several years, matter of fact, we sell very few tickets,
Right.
is the all-inclusive bracelet.
Yes.
For $15, which
Yeah.
means they can visit all the craft and game booths as many
Right,
times as they
right.
want.
And
jump
does that
in
include one
inflatables.
meal or the
Yes.
other? That includes a breakfast, right?
You can get breakfast or pizza,
Okay.
either one. And then if you get breakfast but you want to eat pizza, then you can
Okay.
just come. I think it's like 4 tickets or whatever,
Okay.
$1 for
so
pizza.
So the bracelet includes a meal
Amen. Yes.
and as many
Yes.
of the different
Yes.
booths as they want to. It's a
Amen.
pretty darn good
Amen.
deal. Yeah.
Photo with Santa includes
Yes.
that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You know, if you want to buy it individually, I think breakfast is $3. Photo
Mm-hmm.
with Santa is $5. And then, you know, if your kids don't want to visit all the crafts
Mm-hmm.
and games, you know, you can buy the individual tickets. But one of the most famous crafts, of course, is the gingerbread houses.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Lordy. I
And
mean,
trying
there
to
is
get-
just.
trying to keep them together so they can get them home with them.
And that
That's a-
frosting and candy, it's flying everywhere.
And you know, the thing I've learned in working the booths, they've decorated cookies and they've decorated the little baby food jars and make little shaky
snow
things.
globes, yes.
It's like they want to put as much, the littler the kids, the more stuff,
They did.
sequins and
Oh my
glitter and
gosh.
everything until you can hardly shake the little thing because
That's the truth.
yeah.
That's
Same
the
way with the
truth.
cookies, they want to put all
That's
the
the truth.
decorations on.
That
them.
is the truth.
But it is really a good time. I've taken my grandkids for years,
is.
and they love it.
It is.
And like I say, I like to go shop the
Amen. Amen.
silent auction
Yes.
because we always have wonderful.
And we
things.
are always looking for volunteers.
And that's
Always.
a really good point
Yes,
because
yes.
especially with the date change this year,
Yes,
there may be
yes.
some things that interfere. And
Yes.
certainly if you have a service group,
Amen.
if you have a youth group, a group at school, whatever, so many of the places are really encouraging
Yes.
students to do service projects. You know,
Yes.
the colleges also.
Yes. And the great thing is that you're contained there.
Yes.
For that
yes.
period of time. So
Right.
it's a great activity for community service
Right.
hours if the teacher wants to bring their students. That's
Sure.
great because they're going to be
They're
right
you
there.
bet.
You know.
And we can always use the older kids
Oh,
to help
yes.
carry things and
Yes,
corral the others.
yes.
And now we usually start setting up on Friday.
Yes.
Right.
And so we need help that day
yeah, if
too.
anybody's
So
got-
the
yeah.
more people that come, the earlier we can get out. I mean, last year we had several groups show up and we were done setting up at 7 and usually we don't get out of there till 11 or
Yeah,
midnight.
yeah.
We didn't know what to do with
Yeah,
ourselves.
yeah,
We were done
that's
so
right,
early.
That's right. It marked off the whole evening.
It did. It
Yeah.
did. But we just
And then we need
appreciate
to
all the
help taking
volunteers.
down on Saturday.
Amen. Amen.
afternoon,
At
too.
12:30. I mean, we close shop. The silent auction closes at noon, and then 12:30 the booths wrap up, and we've got it to where boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
just
it's
each booth up puts it in there and
Yeah,
takes it
that
to the
was,
door.
and I don't know whose idea that was, probably yours years ago, is that each booth
Yes.
has their own
Yes. Little
little
firebox.
yes,
Yeah.
and so when you take it down, you put it all in there. Then when you
Amen.
get it out, you
Amen.
have everything you need.
It's
right
ready
there.
to go.
Of course, we're always finding things at the last
Amen.
minute, like tape or something that we need that we didn't get put in.
Amen.
So, well,
Amen.
tell me a little bit about the sponsors. Let's talk about that.
Great sponsorship this year. We have Central National Bank is going to be our presenting sponsor.
great. Okay.
Then St. Mary's Regional Medical Center, Integris Baptist Health Center, Holly Taylor Creative. We have lots of Gold Star and then Silver Bell and then Holly Berry and then large and small booth sponsorship. So we're very, very honored that the businesses in Enid and
do.
surrounding communities are so supportive of the
They
March
really
of Dimes and believe in our mission. And as you know, this is not our only fundraising event that we do, which we do, I about to say Walk America.
No,
March for
March for
Babies,
Babies, I know, I'm
in
gonna-
the spring. And I tell you, Enid, I love this community. It doesn't matter what, and of course we're not the only nonprofit out there.
Sure.
But Enid is so supportive of
They really
any
are. They really
fundraising
are.
event,
Yeah.
and especially the businesses, because I
Yes.
know they get hit time and
Many,
time
you
and
bet.
time and
You bet.
time again. And we just appreciate for
I know.
that I've known for 19 years the support that the Enid community and surrounding communities have
Yes.
given the March
Yes.
of Dimes, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, and you know, and our fundraisers are different. The thing I think that is so neat about Breakfast with Santa is it gives our sponsors
Amen.
and our people in the community a chance to
Amen.
donate to March of Dimes,
Amen.
but it also
Amen.
gives them a chance to bring their kiddos and their grandkids and what's there and
Yes.
have a good time too at
Yes.
the same time. So.
And what's beautiful to know is that support and commitment, all of that, as we know, but I'll share just a little bit.
Sure.
The March of Dimes was founded in 1938 by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt because he himself had polio. And so Eddie Cantor was a comedian. He had a radio program. And he asked Americans to send their dimes to the White House. And millions of dollars came in. Of course, that money all went toward research. And then years later, Dr. Jonas Salk founded the cure for polio, and it was eradicated.
Yes.
So then the March of Dimes turned its mission towards saving babies. So that's what we're all about. And our programs of education, research, advocacy, and community services, all of those programs, our fundraising events, that money
Right.
goes into those programs.
Absolutely.
And matter of fact, at our state chapter meeting the other day, we were very, very, very proud to announce that the Oklahoma chapter, it used to be 87 cents of every dollar goes toward our programs, but now we have done so well that now it's 88 cents
Wonderful.
for the Oklahoma chapter. So that's,
Yeah.
not a lot can say that.
No, that, boy,
You
that's
know,
the truth.
88 cents of every dollar. So we want you to
wow.
know that we
Yeah.
use your money wisely.
And having worked in OB myself
Amen.
in the distant past,
Yes.
when I think of all the you know, you mentioned earlier that our prematurity rate has
Yes.
gone down
Yes.
in Oklahoma,
Yes.
which
Yes.
you know, which is
Yes.
wonderful when so many of our stats are so high.
Yes.
It's nice to have some that are going down a
Yes.
little bit.
Yes.
And a lot of that is because of the March of
Amen.
Dimes. I mean,
Amen.
the
Amen.
education programs,
Amen.
both for
Amen.
professionals
Yes.
and for parents.
Yes.
Just the newer things, everything from, you know, the apnea monitors to surfactant to all the things that come into play with
Yes.
having a baby.
Well, and you know, every baby receives a polio vaccine. So, I mean, everyone's been affected by the March of Dimes. And then a baby has 29 tests before they leave the hospital, and the March of Dimes invented 4 of those tests.
Wow.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, and just recently we found out that the state was upgraded from a D level to a C level. So
Great.
that's awesome news for the March of Dimes to know that we're doing the right
Yes,
things.
yes.
We're not an A yet, but we are climbing.
We're getting up
you
there,
know,
that's right.
but we're not an F. So
right,
I mean,
that's right.
you know, it takes all of this working
It does,
together
it
and
does.
the knowledge and understanding about our programs to work together.
And is all you really need to do is talk to one parent
Yes.
who's been impacted by
Yes.
the March of Dimes,
Yes.
who has had a premature
Yes.
baby, who has a healthy baby now. And now we usually most years have, who's our ambassador this year?
We had Rebecca Jane King, Dr.
That's right. I knew
Barry
that.
and Roxanne
Yes.
Pollard's
We haven't picked
granddaughter.
one for next
No,
year
no,
yet. That's
no.
right. And that's always a
Amen.
neat thing when we
Yes.
have an ambassador and
Yes.
it's somebody,
Yes.
some child and their family who have been impacted by the March of Dimes.
Well, and people don't realize. I mean, Rebecca Jane was born with a cleft palate, cleft lip, which is a birth defect.
Sure,
You know, and just today, matter of fact, I went and visited my niece. She just had a brand new baby.
Oh.
And you know, the story is not always that way for some parents. Some parents don't come home with a baby.
That's right.
You know, and so the March of Dimes is working hard to find out the problems of prematurity. You know, a mother can do everything right, and prematurity can still happen.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
It can still happen.
The education helps a lot of
Amen.
it, but
Yes.
but there's more that.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
You're right.
Yes.
Well, let's now that we've kind of talked a little bit about the March of Dimes and its mission, let's kind of segue back as we're getting ready to
Yes.
close here in a few
Okay.
minutes and talk about Breakfast with Santa again.
Yes.
I was trying to think of some things. Again, you mentioned that we need lots of
Volunteers.
and it's a lot of fun
It
for the
is.
volunteers.
It is.
I mean, those kids. We have some groups from the different
Yes.
schools,
Yes.
rural schools,
Yes.
and you know, that have come every year just
Yes.
about, and they just have a wonderful time.
We
they get
have
in there with the
local
kids.
high schools, some middle schools, even Autry Technology, their radiology, I'll get it here, their class comes. We've even had Northwestern and NOC. So we're, I mean, we're looking for all types of volunteers.
yeah.
The great thing, you will never be bored.
That's right.
You will, I mean, it is kid chaos.
And it's not come and volunteer and stand around and twiddle your thumbs.
Mm-mm, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at
You're
all. We
busy.
have everything from personalized ornaments to door hangers to make your own gingerbread house to playing games, golf and basketball and beanbag
and everybody
toss.
gets
and
a little
Yes,
prize
yes,
in the games
yes,
and stuff.
yes.
Yeah.
And Photo with Santa is the most popular.
Oh, yes.
We're honored to say that Don Muncie Photography does our photos. So they are professional.
Oh, yes, they're wonderful.
And matter of fact, they print them out right there, so you can take them home with you.
That was real neat when we
Yes.
started doing that a few years
Yes.
ago.
That
Yeah,
they
yeah,
love that.
yeah.
They love
And
that.
then so what we encourage people to do is if you come early,
Amen.
come
Yeah.
early,
Yeah.
because it gets to be chaotic.
That line
come,
is
come
crazy.
early and get your breakfast and, you know, eat. And usually it's what, pancakes and sausage and
fruit.
juice and milk and some fruit. And so,
And I will say that you can also purchase your tickets early.
oh,
You
okay.
can purchase them at Cherryberry, at National Bank of Commerce, at Sheber's Donuts and Deli, at the March of Dimes, or you can call the March of Dimes at 278-2921.
Okay.
But we have several locations where you can purchase your stuff early. Then we'll have an express lane that morning where you just show up and your packet's
Yeah.
ready. We'll just hand it
so
to you.
you
It's
don't
got
have
everything
to,
in it.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's really nice too. You know,
Very
it'll have
nice.
you know,
Very,
it'll have
very
everything you
nice.
need in it. Yeah.
And you know, if you're listening and you want to donate an item, we'll accept that too.
You bet.
For
Yeah,
the
we
silent
still-
auction, we'd love to have
Exactly. Yeah, and what we do a lot of times, if people have some smaller items, we will combine them
Amen.
and make some
Yes.
really neat theme baskets
Yes,
that have
yes,
just been
yes.
wonderful.
We've done several different things. I've tried to do several locations. I'm trying to do a Tulsa basket, a Wichita basket, an Oklahoma City basket. It's just some
neat.
different things, and where it's like a family getaway, a hotel
Right,
stay,
right.
maybe like the ballet or a music program or something, or a zoo, or just trying to do some different
I know
things.
in the past I've purchased some things that have had coupons in them,
Amen.
like at the trampoline place in
Yes,
Oklahoma City
yes,
and
yes.
Andy Alligators, and I
Yes,
took my
yes,
grandkids last
yes.
summer. So, well, we're really getting ready to wind down now. So
Oh.
once again, you know,
Yes.
time always flies when you're having
know it.
fun. Once again,
Yes.
Breakfast with Santa.
Yes. Yes.
Saturday, December the 13th, 9 to 12:30 at the Enid High Cafeteria.
Yes.
Come early, stay as long as you want. I wouldn't wait too late to get there.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
there's a lot to see and do.
Amen.
So-
Amen.
So
Amen.
come and see us, and thanks again, Stephanie.
Thank you,
and
Janet.
Hope to see y'all at Breakfast with Santa.